Today, we're looking at the business advisor's perspective and specifically who you can turn to when you need help. I'm joined by Graeme Beever, who's a business advisor with Innovate UK EDGE. Welcome, Graeme.
Hi, Alistair. How you doing?
So let's get started. How do you identify when your business needs help? And bear in mind, there'll be people watching this are trying to salvage something, and those are actually growing.
Really good question. And there's probably a couple of things to look at. And I think first and foremost is, cash flow. What's happening in the cash flow situation? How are you now? But also, how are you planned for the future? Do you have any investments that you need to make? Any bills that are going to be paid or invoices that are pending? It's really, really important to get hold of your numbers, I think, is the key to running a business. And if that's a daily or a weekly thing, bear that in mind, because you might also have invoices that are out with clients that are on different payment terms. So, just really getting hold of your numbers until you need some help, because there is help out there in different forms of finance, grants, or other funding for innovation. So, yeah.
Okay. And from your experience, does the requirement change for help as the business grows? It goes through stages of growth?
I think it does, but there are some commonalities along the way. So growth can be defined in a couple of different reasons. Of course, you've got the financial growth, turnover is increasing, but linked into that increase, you're going to need to expand the team, most probably, in terms of people. You may also have to think about different premises, be those, storage facilities or office facilities. And of course, working models nowadays with hybrid and other things. So many things can growth. I think also what is forgotten sometimes is the development of your people. That is also growth, because people may have joined the business at one stage and they may now be asked to be doing 3 or 4 different roles. And it might also be a time to sort of accumulate the skill set that you've got and actually realise that maybe there are some people that need to be placed in different positions.
Okay, right. So you mentioned in the previous answer that there are places to turn to. What are the options and sources of help?
There's lots available, and I think sometimes people don't realise that actually on your doorstep is a great source of help. So your local council would be a great place to start. Lots of local councils are linked to business hubs, and these business hubs are there set up to help businesses in whatever format, even if it's just a piece of advice. So I'm based in Buckinghamshire. The local business hub here is called Buckinghamshire Business First, and they're a great organisation to know, to join. It's generally all free of charge as well. There will be a really good source of information for you to signpost you in the right direction. And for example, current situation during COVID, there's been lots of grants available for businesses who are going through difficulty with COVID support. So that would be the first sort of point of call. On a larger scale, if you're looking at sort of investment or stimulating some innovation or assistance with grants or investment readiness, there's a great opportunity to talk to people like myself at Innovate UK EDGE or other government funded opportunities where we can do a similar thing to try and point you in the right direction. And lots of these services are free of charge as well, which is fantastic. And, for making an inquiry, it's well worth your time to do so.
Okay, that's interesting, and thanks for pointing out some of the free charges. What about the paid services? How would a company calculate how much they were willing to spend on an external help?
It's a really good question. I think what they've got to first identify is what they really need, and is it a specialism that they're looking for? So, for example, if it's an investment readiness opportunity, most people would just think about talking to their bank manager, whereas there are lots of other opportunities available in terms of equity funding or debt funding, or of course grants and loans. So I think really the first thing to do is talk that out amongst the leadership team, or if you're on your own, through your business network or your bank manager, because there are lots of opportunities out there that you just need to explore and sort of run through, really. But I would always start off with a paid service, unless it's a specialism that you really need in terms of a product or a service, or some kind of IP support. But there are also intellectual property grants that you can get if you didn't know, and those are things that people aren't aware of.
Okay, well, thank you very much. I think we've got a lot of content in there into 5 minutes, so I do appreciate it. So many thanks to Graeme Beever for talking to me today, and thanks to those watching. For more tips on business growth and revenue generation, visit my YouTube channel or visit my webpage at revenueworks.co.uk. And in the meantime, let's keep on growing.